To the best of their ability in the biggest game for themselves this season.
And here we go. Sudden death now underway. Ang mga nakaputi ng Petron ang unang nakakuha ng possession. Kabagnot looking to settle things down right away para dito sa Petron. Arwin tatanggap. Gets it over to Millsap. Yung bayani ng fourth quarter ng Game 6. Speeding Fajardo. Iska lang from point blank. Depensa na San Mig. Nagparamdam kagad doon.
Okay, look at that defense. Petron is going to have to be very wary of all the different looks na ibibigay ng San Mig Coffee sa kanila.
Ingris spinning, puts it up and in, and San Mig Coffee will draw first blood inside the Big Dome.
Mark Pingris, one of those guys that, you know, he's that energy guy, along with Mark Baroka. Mark Baroka gets the steal. Game 6, not the best of games for Mark Baroka. Actually, if you look at it, after two best player of the game honors was invisible that game, kailangan na kailangan siya dito.
0 points in 29 minutes of action para kay Baroka. Comes up with a steal. Mintis ka lang si James. Baroka bothering that rebound, and Paul will remain with San Mig Coffee. Baroka from the corner. Doesn't work. Pingris, though, keeps it on that side of the floor.
That's offensive rebounds to start para dito sa San Mig Coffee. Usually a barometer for the aggressiveness of teams.
Pingris, nakikipagkatawanan dito kay Fardo. Tumulong pa si Millsap. Sumakay pa kayo.
Remember, Mark Pingris in game number 6 actually limped off at about the 4 or 5 minute mark. Came in, when he came back, doon na nawala yung kalamangan habang nakaupo siya. This time around, he looks very sharp to start the game. Seemingly walang iniinda doon sa naramdaman sa game number 6.
Millsap with the leather. Yahanap etong si Lassiter. 4-0 is the score. Petron di pa nakakabutas. Still couldn't get on the board. Pingris with that rebound. Baroka kontra Kabagnot. Punta kagad siya dito kay Blakely. Arwin trying to keep in front of Marcus. Blakely naipit na muwersa. Nilawalang ng ring.
Start of the game, although that is a miss, you can see that the better shots are being given dito sa San Mig Coffee. Yung mga tutok na pupunta sa kanila, and they're seemingly more aggressive and stronger.
Millsap on the move. Loses that leather. Arwin to Junmar. Ayaw pa rin, pero this time around, merong foul. Rexona power rebound to, brought to you by Rexona Men with 50% more long-lasting protection, so you can do more.
Junmar Fajardo shooting just over 50% in the series, but then when you look at his misses, they are always in and around the ring.
Fajardo finally nakabutas na para dito sa Petron. 2 minutes and 15 already having gone by. Yap on the move. Sinalubong ni Millsap. Ball will remain with the blue shirts of San Mig.
Even if you look at the lineups on the floor, a lot of experience for both teams, but you cannot replicate yung paano yung makiramdam na isang Game 7. So if you can look at, you have to look at all the players and see sino ba yung napapagod dito, because remember, Game 7 regardless, even if you're a long-time pro, very stressful.
Ingris at the post, kicks it out. Devon hit a few big three-pointers back in Game 6, gets it back over the ping.
Mark Pingris, 6 points, all the 6 points of San Mig Coffee sa kanya nang gagaling. Sa kanya yung opensa, siya pa bumabantay dun sa pinakamagaling na player na Petron.
Look at the fire in the eyes of the Pinoy Sakuragi. Bang klaseng focus ang kanyang pinakikita rito. He is tasked to try and stop Elijah Millsap. Wala pa rin mag-rebound. Yun, Lassiter will come out para mag-inbound para dito sa Petron. Millsap kontra Ping. Elijah to the corner. Arwin from the baseline gets the first field goal para sa Petron.
And that's a shot that Arwin has made for most of the conference. Something that he has to make in this series just to make Blakely very honest and not allow Blakely just to sit in the paint.
Devons, nice up fake kontra kay Millsap. No go on the drive though. Millsap puts his head down. Gets into the corner. Lassiter attacking the defense of San Mig. Puts it up and in.
actually here very early and is watching guys shooting before the game. Marshall Lassiter, during warm-ups, is hitting everything that he threw up. Scary player para dito sa San Mig Coffee because he's a guy that can get hot and he starts out well here.
Bing looking for Blakely. Pass a little too high, pero kaya naman pala, hinaplot mula sa likod. So we take a look at this Rain or Shine Dirt Shield defensive block brought to us by Rain or Shine Dirt Shield semi-gloss finish. Dirt-resistant paint, your best defense against dirt on balls. Yap, gustong atakin. Etong si Lassiter. Nice pick from Ping. Pull-up jumper doesn't work. Arwin and Millsap nagagawan. Swerte sila si Kabagnot pa nakapulot ng bola. Lassiter on the move. Shovel pass out to Kabagnot. Force shot from Alex is a miss. Blakely to Ping. Oh, nasuntutok pa doon ni Millsap. Yaplo tracks it down. Devance wants to reset this attack. Sabi ni Baroka, libre naman siya. Tumama. Doon sa shot clock in Talbugno.
Very lucky is Petron to get away with that one. Two people guarding the guy at the post. Libre sa labas. Mark Baroka just couldn't knock it down.
Mark Baroka now 0 for 2 from the field coming off that scoreless Game 6. How important is it na makita niyang lumusot naman yung bola sa net?
But other than that, he has played on both ends of the court. Even if he doesn't score big, he can do other things.
Elijah Millsap buries a PLDT Talpad 3. Lamang na ang Petron, 8-6.
And this feels like a Game 7. You know, sometimes you feel some games like antay pa. Teams are just feeling each other's out. Right now, both teams know what to do, and they've had some success at it.
Devance contra Millsap. Joe loses his dribble. Gets it over to Baroka. The 19-footer is good. With almost 5 minutes having gone by, this is going to be the first deadlock of the contest. Nawarningan na si Assistant Coach Todd Purves na itong Petron for complaining.
You were asking how important was it for that shot to go in for Baroka. Even if he missed the first two, he took the third with complete confidence. So non-issue.
Millsap, long one on the way. Back irons that one. Fajardo with the offensive board. Arwin a bit gun shy. Resets it with Lassiter. Bang! Another PLDT 3-point shot mula naman ngayon kay Marshall Lassiter.
Yeah, like I said, I was watching warm-ups and he was throwing up those shots and everything was falling for him. You know, when you shoot well in warm-ups as a player, you come in with complete confidence.
5 of the 11 points para sa Petron galing dito kay Super Marcio. Baroka kontra Kabagnot, gets it over to Ping. Back out to Baroka. Two-man game para sa San Mig. Ping, sinali si James. Doesn't work. Fajardo clears it para sa Petron. Lassiter pushing it against 4. Mag-aantay muna na rest back. Now they get into the post. Fajardo kontra Devance. Fajardo shake, fake, loses it. Baroka is fouled by Kabagnot.
Give credit to that San Mig Coffee defense because that was a good early post attack.
Sila sa Petron, it's simply all about winning. And naniniwala si Coach Tim that he has star players who can do big things. But it's the little things that win championships. Balik sa inyo, Magu, Jason.
Speaking of big things, Mark Baroka scoring now his 4th point of the game. So ayaw ni Coach Tim na isipin na kahit anong factor pa that led to this Game 7, Jason. It's just about these 48 minutes.
You know, there's many ways to attack it. And for Coach Tim Coles, he would just wants a fresh, a clean slate. Or yung iniisip ng mga bata niya. Itong game na to, the 48 minutes that they have to play well. And you know, you break it down, just every possession, getting the basketball, you know, those little things.
Baroka once again, this time, he loses that leather. Arwin gets it out to Kabagnot. 11-10 is the score. Petron still up by 1. They go deep. Junmar gets the basket. May kasama pang foul.
The nice thing that Junmar does in this play, you can see that he's able to run the floor very well. And after that, what's important is to get good post position early. Look at the shot clock. 17 seconds, you're already attacking the post. You don't give that opportunity para sa depensa na malaman na nandun na siya kagad.
Junmar though misses on that bonus as we remind everybody that the all-new dual-core PLDT Talpad is the world's first landline and tablet-in-one that lets you do more. 13-10 is the score. San Mig down by 3. They go over to mark Andy Baroka. He gets away from Cabagnot. Feeds Devance for a long one. BLDT Telpad 3-point shot yan to tie the game at 13.
Elijah Millsap going for the steal there. Joe Devance makes him pay.
Santos surveys. Gets it over to Junmar. Fakes that handoff. At meron ng foul bago pa man siya makaporma. Devance whistled for that armbar on the back of Junmar. Cabagnot at Baroka. Grabe, nagtatakin pa lang ng jersey si Millsap. Nagkikis-kisa na sila dyan. Lassiter, turnaround jumper.
So there's a force shot there in the part of Marshall. You can see this actually fading away as well as moving to his left. Gotta get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Ping, who scored the first 6 points para sa San Mig, gets it over to Devance. Joe contra Arwin, bounces it to James. Baroka, back over to Ping. Shot clock is at 3. Sakuragi, no. Fingers pa rin, natagaan ng bola. Millsap dives for it. It ends up with Devance. Blakely scoreless so far. Looking for his first hit. Lalabas muna nila yung bola. Baroka on the run. Wala pa rin. Baroka ulit. Ayaw talaga. And now Petron will go out on the run. Cabagnot to Lassiter. No go on that attack.
They had a good idea, you know. It was a good three coming off transition. Just not falling for them, but also credit San Mig Coffee attacking the glass of 2 offensive rebounds on that play alone.
Less than 3.5 remaining sa quarter number 1. Tabla pa rin ang ating labanan. Baroka couldn't get away from Cabagnot. They go to James. Hit his first couple of shots, or missed his first couple of shots. Gets this one to go.
First shots of his nandun sa labas. Now he notices, first shot's not falling, why don't I attack? You know, remember, James is just not a shooter, he's a scorer.
San Mig retakes the lead. Santos looking to tie. They go to Millsap. He attacks that baseline. Nasa Raduhan. 4 seconds on the shot clock para dito sa Blaze Boosters. Cabagnot with a long one.
Good box out on the part of Joe Devance, not giving Junmar Fajardo a chance to even get close to that basketball.
Para kay Blakely, kahit scoreless pa siya, meron siyang 6 na rebound. Pagkakataon na San Mig, palakihin na naman ang kanilang kalamangan. Baroka with Cabagnot recovery. Pinglis couldn't sneak it through. Pero nandun pa rin si Ping. Not giving up on the play.
Big difference right now when it comes to offensive rebounds. 5 na ang nakukuha ng San Mig Coffee. Only 2 on the part of Petron.
Millsap splitting 2 defenders. They go to Arwin. 2-minute warning ng ating first quarter. San Mig on the attack. Blakely handoff papunta kay Baroka.
Mark Baroka has been part of most plays in this quarter. You know, he has actually been holding the ball a lot para dito sa San Mig Coffee, be it assisting the basketball, setting up the offense.
Well, it's easy to assume that this, if at all possible, is bigger than just a Game 7, bigger even than a championship para dito sa Petron. It's an opportunity to write a storybook ending to the frustrating saga that has been the Petron novella. Pero lahat ng nakausap kong Petron players earlier before this ball game started said they're not in the business of reminiscing. All throughout this conference, they've been in the business of winning. At sabi nila, today should be no different because according to them, it's business as usual. Adu?
Yung mga focus naman para dito sa Petron.
Yeah, you don't want the drama, especially you don't want to deal with all that emotion. There's enough emotion playing a Game 7.
19-15 is the score. San Mig up by 4. Doug Kramer, pinasok na, pinalitan si Junmar Fajardo. Lutz also there for Cabagnot. Kramer delivers on those 2 points.
Good in here, passing on the part of Arwin Santos there, and a quick run on the part of Petron Blaze Boosters. You're going to see a lot of that. In a Game 7, coaches are not going to allow teams to have long runs because they want to be able to control that. Remember, there is no tomorrow. That's why they make sure, the coaches make sure that teams don't get into long runs.
Naitatag na nga ng San Mig yung biggest lead of the game at 6 points. Kaso off that Petron timeout, back-to-back hits para sa kanila. First it was Millsap and then he fed Kramer. As we take a look at this Be Fresh Sigaw ng Bayan, brought to you by Be Fresh, karunungan, kabutihan, kapayapaan, bukang bibig, sa lamig. So those back-to-back hits, ine-enjoy ng Petroniverse in attendance, brings them to within 2 points. All of a sudden, si Chris Lutz, ayaw man lang patanggapin ng bola. Ito si Mark Maroca. Devance gets it across. Nandiyan na si PJ Simon. Kasama ng tatlo, sina Blakely and James Yap. Blakely, susukatin si Kramer. Gets it over to Maroca. The one-hander is no good. Rebound para kay Millsap.
Petron going that lineup that they had in game number 3, in which they don't have Alex Tabagtot on the court, nor are they going to put in their other guards, which are Denok as well as Danete.
Lutz with a stick back. Lamang na dito ang Petron. That's an 8-0 run, Jason.
And because they were able to make the changes, and the changes that they made, very effective. Both Doug Kramer and Chris Lutz coming off the bench, already giving the points.
Paprason diferensya between the shot clock and quarter clock. James continues to fire blanks here. Last shot time para sa Petron. 4 seconds to go. Millsap in traffic. No. Bola na pulot ni Lassiter. Pero nautusan na sila ng oras dito. So at the end of the first 12 minutes of action, tabla ang ating labanan. Over at DZSR 918 AM Sports Radio. Umar John, Jason Webb, Nico Ramos, and Erica Padilla ang inyong kwartet. Para sa gabing ito, Sanmig picks up a foul on Lutz to open the second quarter. Kasama ni Lutz sa sahig, sina Lassiter, Santos, Kramer, and Millsap. Binabantayan sina Malyari, Simon, Leo Campo, Evans, and Blakely. Malyari with a pull-up.
Alex Malyari, actually one of those guys that wants to have a bounce-back game. Did not really have a chance to get his game going the last time around because he got into so much foul trouble. Every time he came in, dalawang nakuha niya na foul guarding Elijah Millsap.
That opens up the scoring para sa ating second frame. Kramer couldn't pull the trigger. They go to Lassiter. Marshall trying to go glass. Kramer couldn't handle it. Here comes Simon. Blakely on the run, puts it up off the glass. At para kay Marcus Blakely, first 2 points na yan.
Yeah, that's actually one of the good sides, if you can call that, para dito sa San Mig Coffee. You're in the lead, but at the same time, Marcus Blakely has not had to be dominant, at least on the offensive end.
Santos with a 15-footer. Carries that one. Malyari para sa board.
I just want to go back very quickly. Our first quarter ended 19 all. How close has it been? In every game in this series, the team that has won the first quarter, not a big believer of trends, but let's just put it out there. Every team that has won the first quarter has gone on to win the ball game. Dito sa first quarter na tapos, tie tayo. So, hindi rin natin nakikita.
So, ang ibig sabihin, hindi rin matatapos ang Game 7?
Overtime.
Okay. Blakely, scamper sprint, PJ a spree. Simon could have hit. Apat ang hinahabol dito ng Petron. Lassiter to Millsap. They go to Kramer. The bicep jumper is no good. And Sanmig is looking to slow things down. Pero yung 19 all hanggang sa 23-19 pag pinagkumpara na naman natin yung offense versus defense sa magkabilang kabunan, does this say na dahil defensive game, pabor dito sa Sanmig to?
Sanmig has already won a game that had a high-scoring game. The object of the game is still, no matter what, pataasan pa rin ang score. But, for Sanmig Coffee, if they want it to be a high-scoring game, they're going to need, like what happened in game number 5, a lot of guys to score. You'd have to think there's a lot of more weapons, scoring-wise, para dito sa Petron.
Millsap finally gets Petron on the board here in the second quarter. So both quarters, mahigit 2 minuto bago naka-score itong Petron. Blakely against Luke. PJ, buta tayo nabot mula kay Santos.
That's big para kay Arwin Santos because those are the things that gets him going as well, the defensive end.
And Blakely gets it right back. Oh, look at him switch hands! Nangalabaw to itong si Marcus.
Marcus Blakely, when he came into this league, he was all about, sige, ragasa lang. He's just gonna try to beat you with quickness and strength. You're talking with Coach Ronnie before the game. Sabi nga namin, pag maglaro si Blakely, parang Pilipino na. Controlled na. Hindi na siya yung out of control.
Sandvik once again with a chance to increase this 4-point lead. Evans, bothered by Santos. They go to Blakely. Dalawa na sumagu pa sa kanya. Here comes Simon. 6 on the shot clock para sa San Mig. Blakely, is he even aware? Dalawa kalaban. Blakely puts up a bailout shot. Patay ang butike. Diretso sa kamay ni Lutz. Lassiter on the move. Up, and a layup. Niluwa lang ng ring.
There's little things that players do that make their team or make their offense a little much easier. Running the break is one. You see Marshall has actually been part of all the fast breaks early on para dito sa Petron plays.
Speaking of fast breaks, yeah, no, Kawasaki rousing fast break to. Brought to you by Rouser 135 by Kawasaki. Rouse the rider in you. Lassiter takes care of the first free throw as Fajardo checks back in para kay Kramer. Si Tubid waiting dahil si Lassiter ang papalitan niya sa ball game. Kabagnot nagmalik na rin para naman kay Armin Santos.
Sometimes games are all about timing. When you look at this portion right now, it's going to be a lot of mismatches para sa Petron because San Mig Coffee has gone big.
The all-new dual-core PLDT Top-Pad is the world's first landline and tablet in one that lets you do more.
Doesn't matter if it's a mismatch. What does Petron do? They go into a zone to combat the size of itong San Mig Coffee.
Kabagnot with a steal. Alex in a foot race gets it to Millsap. Nice sidestep by Elijah for the 2 points.
So you can see that Alex really doesn't have that explosiveness yet. But although he doesn't have the explosiveness, he still has the right mind to actually find the right guys that actually have that quickness.
Malyari committed that last turnover, gets it over to Blakely. Blakely loses it on the way up. Lassiter pleading for it. Lutz holding on to that leather, takes it to the rack. Near steal once again by Lutz. This time around, he is whistled for the foul. At para makabalita tayo, ano nangyayari sa kampo ng San Mig, balik tayo kay Miss Erica.
Pinaalalahanan lang ni Coach Tim ang San Mig to be mindful of their spacing so they can have a half court fully covered. But as they do that, be aware of the shooters of Petron na laging mabilis po posisyon para makatira. Balik sa inyo.
Speaking of shooters, you see Petron trying to take advantage of this lineup on the floor para San Mig Coffee. Not a lot of great three-point shooters there.
Ingris and Millsap getting entangled.
Same in that zone. PJ Simon is the one guy that Petron has to be guarding from the outside. But you can see San Mig Coffee, they make their adjustment. They're going to go to the weak side and post their strongest guy right there because on the weak side, maliit lagi may iwan dyan doon sa 2-3 defense.
Teo Campo traveling, whistled on him. And si Pingris pa, siya na yung nadihado sa pakiramdam ng San Mig Planet in attendance during that last sequence. Siya pa yung nagsasabi sa mga teammates sa kalma lang, baba na tayo sa depensa. Lutz over to Tubid. Hinahanap si Cabagnot. Fajardo trying to post up against Yancy. Millsap, puta takaping! Millsap pa rin. Couldn't bail him out. Fajardo had a hand on it, pero ang bola nasa San Mig na. Blakely, nice pass to Simon. Oh, na-overshoot lang yan ni Peter June. What action we are witnessing here inside a Smart Araneta Coliseum. Alex for three, doesn't work. Pingris para sa rebound.
Getting into one of those bumps in which both teams unable to score. Now this is the point in which for San Mig Coffee, their defense is holding up. Now, can they find that scoring for themselves?
Malyari to Simon. Fouled in the act. This will mean 3 free throws. As we creep up on the halfway mark ng ating second quarter of action.
Not a good foul on the part of Petron in many ways. Elijah Millsap second, and of course you give those 3 free throws. Again, we mentioned it. Win that lineup, ang babantayan mo dyan in terms of that zone defense, you have to locate Peter June Simon.
Peter June Simon scoring his first point of the game. He averages 13 of those as we take a look at our Sistema Tooth and Gum Care Rookie of the Half. Alex Malyarian ang ating Sistema Tooth and Gum Care Rookie of the Half. Ready for the big league. With Sistema Tooth and Gum Care, get ready for life.
Peter Jun Simon actually missing 2 out of 3, and this is a guy for the season and for the conference shooting over 80%.
Even in this series, he's been steady at 81. Kabagnot jumps it out. Tubit makes a pass out.
Good defense on the part of Sunmig Coffee there, not reacting to that pass fake.
Lutz on the move, goes Glass for the 2 points. Tabla na naman tayo sa 26 naman ngayon.
And again, this is going to be a challenge in poise and patience for both for the players on the floor, because every time you look at the score, puro tabla nakikita natin.
Del Campo, his pass thwarted by Kabagnot. Sails out of bounds, which should send us into this next timeout. English whistled for it. Timeout muna tayo.
Magu, Jason, itong rocket science that is the Petron defense strategy to a casual fan. Very complicated, very intricate. Coach Giovanilla, Coach Todd Burbs, reaching, changing defenses in the middle of Sunmig Coffee offensive sets. Mula sa trap, mula sa man-to-man, pati sa zona. They're really looking to confound the mixers. Magu, Jason?
Kung ako, nalilito sa ganyan. Ikaw na lang, Jay.
You see, but you continue to have to work, because on the opposing end, you know that the guys on the opposing team are trying to solve your defense. So it's just like a chess match. Pag may gagawin yung isa, you better be sure that you also have to make adjustments dun sa ginagawa ng kabilang side.
Speaking of defensive stops, nakakuha yung Sunmig, nakabawi ang Petron. 3-on-2, they go to Junmar. Oh, nice stretch for the finger roll.
Right now, Sunmig Coffee having a problem taking care of the basketball. In the first quarter, they only had 2 turnovers. Right now, they already have another 3 here.
Jason, when you see a 6'10" guy finish with finesse like that, it is definitely a thing of beauty.
Sorry, but we'll make that 4 already after that one.
Yap na iwan si Kabagnot on the run. James delivers the 2 points.
And another tie. James Yap, he was a guy that actually, it was so important to him na matapos na yung serye nung huling laro in game number 6. Played well enough, but then sometimes even if you give your best, sometimes kulang pa rin.
Baroka whistled for that bump foul sa pagkakataon na yun, or was it on James?
Speaking of James Yap, you can see that right here, it doesn't really matter how many guys are coming at him. James finally is able to find some space for himself.
Kabagnot against Baroka once again. That foul was on Baroka. Junmar, handoff to Tubit. No space to operate. Pinalik na lang Junmar. Aba, tinukot pa sa kabilang dulo. Gets the basket. May upod pa nga foul.
Now, this is the thing. He who gives is able to get it back. Gave the ball to Ronald Tubit. Very unselfish of him. Ronald Tubit had no shot. And because nagkagulo na yung depensa, because they had to react to Ronald Tubit getting to the paint, bumalik rin yung bola dito kay Junmar Fajardo.
Fajardo takes care of the bonus as we send it back over to Nico.
Magu, just a picture of the kind of focus that Junmar has today. Kanina nag-uusap kami, and for a young guy, he's extremely locked in. Sabi niya, Nico, mamaya na lang tayo magkwentuhan pagtapos namin manalo. Magu?
Ayaw kang kausap. Pero yun nga, no, minsan ayaw mong mababasag na yung concentration mo, no? As BJ unleashes one, the looper is good! BLDD 3-point shot. BLDD Telpat 3-point shot there.
See, speaking of adjustments, you make adjustments, Coach Tim makes his adjustment. Sige, Petron, you want to stay in your zone? I'm gonna put my 2 best shooters on the floor at the same time. That's PJ Simon as well as James Yap. PJ able to find some space for himself.
Good, Kabagnot cradled that leather. He earns for himself a trip to the line for 2 shots. Blakely whistled for his first personal foul. So si Blakely kahit na 4 na puntos pa lang ang kanyang na-score dito, sandamakmak na rebound. More importantly, na-conserve niya yung fouls niya. 8 rebounds so far for Blakely. Kabagnot still looking for his first point. For 2 for Alex. Good enough for a 2-point lead para sa Petron.
Famous adjustments once again. with that lineup, you can see Petron, what do? Balik tayo sa tao-tao because they can match up pretty well with this lineup already because it's not that big lineup that we saw earlier.
Blakely, binali pa for that figure roll. 7th deadlock of this first half. 3 minutes to go. Millsap off the spin. Jumps it out. Arwin from the baseline. Couldn't get the bounce. June Mardo loses it underneath. Baroka with that steal. Blakely on a 3-on-1. Goes up and drops the deuce on Petron. Now or never ball game para sa Governor's Cup. Fajardo with the leather. They swing it over to Santos. Millsap deep. Kicks it back out. They swing it to the open man. June Mardo delivers the 2 points.
That's just good ball movement on the part of Petron. It was very good defense on the part of San Mig, but how many times can you continue to react when the ball goes from one end to the other?
Very crisp, yung passing from the left to the right, back to the left. As we come up on the 2-minute warning of this first half. Devance with the leather, bounces it over to Simon. Peter June, handoff to Baroka. Overshoots the mark. James underneath, gets the finger roll.
James, one of the things, his scoring may not be as big as previous years, but the improvement in rebound, ramdam ng kanyang team.
Fajardo sa poste. Devance in front of him, looking for Lassiter. Fajardo in trouble.
And Joe Devance has no reason to complain. That is an automatic foul. It's been talked about. When you try to tap from behind, it's an automatic foul.
Take another look at that last piece of action.
You can see right here, Junmar tried to get to the post. And then once you go around, he did get a lot of ball there. But I believe that a moment na pag-sundot sa likod.
Sa tamaan mo si Iko niyan. Automatic na yan. As we send it back over to Nico Ramos.
Nagway was a very impassioned Coach Gia Vanilla in that last huddle. Sabi niya, looking over at the San Mig Coffee huddle, sabi niya, guys, if they want to play physical, let's go to Junmar in the post. At ang bili niya sa kanyang young big man, sabi niya, Junmar, pound it inside, make them feel you.
Ikaw nga naman, ang may 6'10". Namama dyan. Kung iskisan at banggaan na labanan, talagang dun mabigay sa pinakamalaking mama sa championship na to.
I just want to go back, actually cleared that up. Actually, if you're at the post and pag may sumundot sa likod, the only time that they're going to call a foul, it's no longer an automatic foul. The only time they're going to call a foul is if there is any amount of contact. Speaking of contact,
EJ Simon taking the contact, going glass. Millsap picks up his 3rd personal.
and how big were those 3 free throws earlier para kay Peter Jun Simon? Yes, he only made 1 of 3. But after that, he made a 3-pointer, and then now he gets even more confidence because he made that outside shot. People have to extend out. He's able to go back in.
His struggle from that free throw line continues. Apat ang abante rito na San Miguel. Millsap against Blakely. Goes between his legs, trying to sell the act of shooting. Pero penalty na rin naman ang magkabilang koponan. Second personal foul whistled on Marcus Blakely.
Actually didn't have a chance to talk about if Elijah's actually 100%.
As we remind everybody that you can witness hard-hitting MMA action sa PXC 41. Haharapin ni Ale the Young Gun Kali si Luis the Last Samurai Smolka sa November 9 po ang bakbakan na yan sa Inare Sports Center. Buy your tickets now.
Remember, game number 6, he kept going in and out of the ball game, kept on replacing his shoes dahil nga hindi siya tumatama daw yung toes niya doon sa sapatos niya.
Mark Baroka with another big hit.
Now let's see if Coach Gina will adjust. This is the worst team to zone up, or at least line up to zone up when you're playing San Mig Coffee, because their worst shooter right now is Blakely from the outside. All other guys can make that 3-point shot.
Near turnover is now a turnover para sa Petron as Fajardo is whistled for steps. Pasa ni Millsap went to nobody.
Speaking of Millsap, Coach G just trying to make sure may 3 fouls si Elijah Millsap. Don't take the risk. There's going to be at most 3 possessions here. Baka magkaroon pa ng disgrasya.
Wala na pong kalahating minuto na titira bago tayo bumalik sa Sports 5 Center with Miko Alili, Coach Ronnie Magsanok, and Coach Chot Reyes. At the half. Devance bounces into Simon. Here's another 3. Not that time around. Arvin taps it over to Lassiter. Pwedeng mag-lash up dito ang Petron. Marcio sizing up Blakely. Drops it off to Junmar. Pumps it up. No. Junmar on the stick back. That's good. And the Hail Mary from Baroka will not work. That'll do it for the first 24 minutes of action. 41 para sa San Mig, 39 para sa Petron. We got 2 points separating these two squads. Second half of action, mamaya-maya lang.
These boosters, they didn't get a lot of free throws. Actually, 3 out of those 4 free throws came from that 3-point shot of PJ Simon.
San Mig Coffee will start off with James Yap, Mark Baroka, Mark Binglis, Marcus Blakely, and Joe Devance as their 5. Elijah Millsap takes it away para sa Petron. Kasama niya sina Arvin Santos, Marshall Lassiter, Alex Cabagnot, yung may tangan ng bola na si Junmar Fajardo. So Petron trying to pick up where they left off in the second quarter, pounding that ball inside, pero San Mig gets the stop. Completing our quartet for the final game of the 2013 season is Erica Padilla and Nico Ramos. Mamaya-maya makikibalita tayo kung ano nga bang na mga napag-usapan at the half. Yap fouled by Lassiter on the reach-in. Brain thrust of Petron. Waiting for the execution ng kanilang battle plan dito. Lassiter, ayaw patanggapin. Ito si James Yap. Binglis almost lost it. Binglis loses it completely. Cabagnot to Millsap. Oh! Millsap throws it down right in the face of Devance.
Turnovers have led to baskets. There's not a lot of turnovers sa larong ito. Both teams have taken care of the basketball. Pero pag nagkaroon, nakikita natin, takbo kaagad yung dalawang teams.
Baroka trying to settle things down for the blue shirts of the Mixers. Bing offers the pick. Baroka backpedals. Cabagnot trying to keep in front of him. Bingvis on the catch. The Statue of Liberty shot. No. Junmar against Blakely. Marcus puts it up. No. Santos loses it to the baseline. What action sa rebound battle na yan as we take a look at this Photon Thunder Drive brought to you by Photon. Empower your business. Baroka tatanggap. Cabagnot going over the Pingris pick. Now he gets swept behind. Baroka couldn't hit. Lassiter gets it over to Millsap. Fajardo nakikipagbakbakan kay Devance. They go to Arvin. Pass too high mula kay Millsap. Hinayang na hinang doon si Spider-Man.
Both of them because it was actually the right pass na wala lang sa timing yung dalawa doon sa pasa na yon.
Yung depensa talaga nag-collapse lahat kay Junmar, no? Malilibre nga sana. Eto si Arvin. Devance, hindi maipagpag si Millsap.
Elijah has 3 personal fouls.
Yap for a long one. Couldn't connect.
The cause for concern for San Mig Coffee is they're not really a volume 3-point shooting team, but in today's game they've put up already 12 3-point shots. They've only made 2. You know, the guys from Sports 5 Center was actually saying that they have to shoot at a high percentage. And in the last game, San Mig Coffee rather shot so many 3-pointers, Coffee ang pumasok, and that's not their style.
Arvin's 17-footer gives Petron a 2-point lead as we send it over to Erica.
Kausap ko si Coach Ozzy, sinabi lang niya kanina that Petron has been doing a lot of zones and they should be ready for that ngayong second half. They also need to sprint back faster as the boosters have been pushing the tempo. Sinubukan kong alamin kung may nararamdaman pa ba siya going against his former team, and quickly he just said, wala naman. We just need to win. Balik sa inyo.
Parang plastic, ano? Wala naman. Pero binabanggit
Ito tawag mong ano, ha? Coach Olsen, ha?
Hindi, magka-seri ka lang ang kausap. Mag-seri ka lang. Pero Jay, binabanggit mo, no, yung 2 of 12 3-point shooting ng San Mig, baka mag-sit sa zone lang talaga. Ito Petron, pag ganyan, as we take a look at this Rain or Shine Dirt Shield defensive block, brought to you by Rain or Shine Dirt Shield, semi-gloss finish, dirt-resisting paint, your best defense against dirt on walls.
You know, 2 out of 12 on one and 2 out of 6 on the other. You know, Petron is a team that actually throws up a lot of 3-point shots, but in today's game, they've been very picky dun sa tinitira nila mga tres.
43-42, it is Petron by 1. Fajardo at the post. Fajardo trying to go glass. Alam. Blakely for the board. Marcus, his pass, malakas. Baroga all the way in the backcourt. 14 seconds pa naman sa kanilang shot clock. They go to Devance. Junmar closes out. Devance loses his foot speed.
That's just a good job on the part of Joe Devance, because Arwin Santos went for the steal, thought they were going to get the basketball. He went to the strong side right away and made Junmar choose. Sino ba babantayan ko doon sa dalawang naiwan sa ilalim?
Arwin looking for Junmar, pushed from behind by Devance.
See, Joe Devance, he goes to the other side. The other side is actually Marcus Blakely. Arwin Santos was late because he went for the basketball, for the steal. And again, those are the little things. You see how Coach Tim doing the little things to win basketball games.
And a big layup scored there by Elijah Millsap. 15 points in total para sa import ng Petron. Si Blakely nasa 9 pa lamang. Fingris kontra Fajardo. Foul whistled on Junmar.
It's not easy, but the thing para kay Junmar, if you want to be able to stop Mark Fingris or at least have a chance, you cannot allow him to get deeper and deeper into the post, because pag nandun na siya sa malalim sa poste, ang lakas ng katawan. Ito si Mark Fingris. Same thing that he has done, same thing that he did rather in the first quarter, where he dominated early, got to the post and scored the first 6 points for San Mig Coffee.
Fingris now with 9 across his number as we take a look at our Fresco Fresh Face. Brought to you by Rain or Shine Fresco, the first and only odorless, antibacterial, and 100% elastomeric paint. Ma'am Jessica, may bahay, hindi ka cream. Fingris goes 2 for 2. He's in double digits as we send it over to Nico Ramos.
Well, if there's been one thing consistent in every Petron huddle mula umpisa ng laro hanggang halftime, it's been them saying they want to go inside to Junmar. His biggest cheerleaders, Elijah Millsap and Chris Lutz. Sabi sa kanya ni Elijah Millsap, sabi ni Millsap sa teammates, give the ball to Junmar. Sabi naman ni Chris Lutz, if you want it, Junmar, I'm gonna give it to you every time. Jason?
Pati si Millsap, ano nakikita niya eh? Unstoppable force nitong si Junmar Fajardo.
You know, if you have that option, as we see Elijah with that shot, if you have that option, once it's playoff basketball, ang laking bagay na may poste ka. You look at the teams that have had success, there always is a post guy. Even in the NBA, you can say, bakit yung Miami Heat walang sentro? No. LeBron James is posting up. Bakit yung Chicago Bulls walang sentro? No. Because at that time, Michael Jordan was posting up. It is integral for your team to have a post up during that period.
Kaya naman excited na lahat as Lassiter misses. Dun sa draft on November 3, dahil baka daw yung top 3 picks, mga napakalarating mga mama. Maybe even the top 4?
No. What I'm saying is, speaking of the number 4, that's the 4th foul on Elijah Millsap.
Laking bagok nito para sa Petron Blaze Booster. San Mig Planet applauding that 4th personal foul whistle there on Millsap.
Where, if you're Coach Gia Bonilla, where do you go? You put him on the bench or you try to hide him at the moment, not allow him to guard anyone of significance in terms of that offensive side. Pero wala ka pwedeng ilagay sa kanya dito because all those guys on the San Mig side are guys that are gonna attack him.
The all-new dual-core PLDD top hat is the world's first landline and tablet in one that lets you do more.
All throughout the season, we talked about the free throw shooting of Blakely, but that has been quieted down dito sa finals.
Maganda as the playoffs went along, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. He's in the 50s now, coming from 40s. As Cabagnot misses, Fingris with another rebound. Ang siyam na yan para dito kay Sakuragi.
This is the chance para San Mig Coffee.
Blakely loses it.
Now, dito makikita yung voice ng Petron kung meron na ba. San Mig Coffee, you have to say they have the advantage because they have their import right there on the floor, really dealing with foul trouble. But then the locals of Petron, ano ang magiging reaction nila? That time around, it's a failing grade just on their transition defense. And right now, Mr. Everything will likely do everything para dito sa San Mig Coffee because he's going to take advantage of no import on the other side.
So far si Blakely already really double-double here. Low tens pa lang yung kanyang contribution. Let's see kung makahalinaw na siya dito sa third quarter. None of 2. At kailan mo binati yung free throw naman tsaka nag-miss pero yung bola mananatili sa San Mig Coffee.
You can see here, this is the chance for San Mig Coffee to make a run. Bad defense earlier para sa Petron, and right now not even being able to get the basketball.
Eto, Jason, immediately coming off this inbound, they go to Marcus Blakely. You expected it na ito na ang panahon para mangalabaw nga etong si Blakely.
And also, Coach Tim surrounding Marcus Blakely and his team right now. That this is his overall, you gotta think, his best balanced offensive side.
Simon, Yap, and Baroka as the shooters. Pingres will be helping out Blakely underneath. We take a look at the elder, Mr. Blakely, katabi ni Miss Lynn. Marvin Blakely, that is yung Airpats. Ito ay Marcus. Technical foul pa sa kabilang dulo si Todd Herbs ng Petron Blaze Boosters.
Petron continues to give San Mig an opportunity or a chance to make a run out of this.
Kaninang first quarter na warningan si Coach Todd Herbs this time around. Referees have had enough as BJ Simon makes him pay on that technical free throw. Blakely has missed his last 3 attempts on that line. That last four.
Okay, right now, if you're Petron, where do you go? Your offense right now, your biggest advantage has to be Junmar Fajardo.
Nabagnod goes to Junmar. What patience by Junmar to force the goaltending violation on Ping.
And just a good read. Marcus Blakely, you can see that, he was playing, playing the pass a little bit too much, over anticipating the situation. Good ball. You see the ball touches glass first.
49-48. It is Petron by 1. Wala na pong 6 at kalahati na ditira sa ikatlong yugto ng huling laro netong 2013 PLDT Pelpat PBA Governor's Cup Finals. Shot clock winding down. PJ couldn't bail him out. Lassiter with that rebound.
San Mig Coffee continues to jack up those 3-point shots.
Look at Junmar running the floor. Goes glass for the 2 points.
Getting to the post early, putting pressure on the defense to react. Those are the things Junmar is doing right now. This is his time.
16 points in the game for the young 6'10" center out of Cebu. Blakely's in trouble. Blakely natapik to yun ni Arvin Santos, but he turns it over anyway. Lassiter on the move all the way to the hole. Goaltending whistled on Blakely.
And what a way to turn things around para dito sa Petron. Just when you think
15 pesos lang. 53-48. The Petron Blaze Boosters starting to take this game by the horns, taking this 5-point lead. Pingres though could not break their dry spell, but Blakely is there for the stick tag.
Iba rin yung pagiging agresibo sa bola nito si Marcus Blakely. Just tapping the ball up. And sometimes you just get lucky, tapos papasok yan.
Kabagnot kontra Baroka. They wait for Junmar to get into position. Slapped away though by Ping.
To make the adjustment as well is Coach Tim Cone. Earlier we saw Marcus Blakely trying to guard him, and Marcus Blakely playing a little bit too soft on Junmar, and he took full advantage of it. Now we're going with a guy that actually is a better fit in terms of size to guard Junmar.
Kabagnot to Lassiter. Go Arwin trying to keep it alive. Pingres takes it to the face. At penalty na, etong Petron, receiving 2 free throws for Mark Pingres.
A lot of times in this game, coaches have not allowed teams to get on long runs. There was a run earlier kung saan lumamang ang etong San Mig, or rather ang Petron ng 5 points. And since that run, timeout si Coach Tim Cone. He's got 2 points already back. Now free throws to cut it even further. Remember the start of this game. There was actually a lead, 19-13 para sa San Mig Coffee. Coach timeout coach si Coach Gia Banilla got the lead after that. So that's what we're gonna see here. Both coaches may not have that as long a patience as we would see in regular season games.
Maalala muna natin habang nag-free throw, etong si Mark Pingres, that you can follow the PBA and of course the NCAA after tonight like never before. Get real-time updates straight from your phone with Pinoy Hoops. Be the ultimate hoops fan and follow your favorite teams and players. Now available for Android in the Google Play Store at sa App Store naman ng iOS. Less than 5 minutes remaining in this third frame. Pingres goes 2 for 2. as a timeout is being requested.
Higher series.
Ibang klase, ano? First finals appearance lang niya. Itong 2013 PLDT Hellbat PBA Governors Cup Finals. They go back to Fajardo. Yancy on him. 6'10" kontra 6'9". Di makatulak. Arwin swings it around. Katagi ko. Puta tayo nabot. Wala kay Blakely. Ball will remain with Petron pero isang segundo na lang sa kanilang shot clock. It's gotta be quick for the white shirts. Sino ang kanilang bubuntahan? Parang corner kick mula kay Cabagnot. Taken away by PJ Simon. Fingers in the front court. Santos right in front of him. They go over to Blakely.
George Blakely's going to try to back him down, but unless there's an open guy in the corners. But remember, in game number 6, if it was Arwin Santos, he felt very comfortable attacking him.
And just like that, San McCoffey is back up by 1. PJ Simon's got 9.
And PJ Simon has come alive. They're looking for that additional local score. Bingris has scored very well. Now PJ Simon is another guy that's helping out.
Lutz, that familiar crossover. No, Fajardo is there. Ayaw pa rin. Tapigan ng bola. Napulot ni Baroka. PJ all the way. High off the glass to drop the deuce. Sina Coach G. Sabi ni Coach B-Boy, hindi ikaw pinapapasok namin. Si Ronald Tubit dapat. Nagkagulo-gulo ito sa substitution sa scorer's table. At nawarningan sila dahil doon for delaying the game. Next dead ball situation pa pala, papasok ito si Millsap.
Yeah, because you can only change one person and they have already changed Chris Lutz via Ronald Tubin.
30-second timeout lang kasi yun. No? Pag full timeout, gusto mo kahit 5, palitan mo. Lassiter against Simon. Junmar trying to battle for position with the Ocampo. Junmar kontra Yancy. Double team ng Hilaw etong si Baroka. Fajardo loses it. Blakely gets it across. Blakely down the gut of the defense. Huli. Pasa pala. Bingris. Very patient. Bingris pa rin. Yancy now in traffic. Ayaw talaga. Pero ang bola, nasa Sandvik pa.
Trying to set it up again. If you're Sandvik Coffee, you already have multiple possessions.
Everybody up on their feet on that Sandvik bench. Baroka with a one-hander. No.
It's a tough shot.
Fajardo clears it. Lassiter surveys the floor.
Petron's got to try to get back or get into their offense early once again, once they are slowing it down.
Oh, look at that bullet pass. Putatama lang inabot ni Junmar mula kay Ping. Blakely against Tubid. Penalty na etong Petron. 2 shots para kay Marcus. Ganda na nung pasa sana. Neto ni Lassiter. Inabangan nga lang ni Ping dito sa kabilang dulo. Blakely continues to struggle from that 15-foot line as Elijah Millsap is now going to be part of the 5. Papalitan si Arwin Santos.
He's missed about 5 of its last 6 free throws. Somewhere there. Pagkatapos natin pinansin na pumapasok na nga yung mga free throw niya.
Finally, he gets that one to sink as we send it over to Erica Padilla.
Nakita natin kung paano naipit si Marcus kanina that caused a turnover for Sandvik. Kaya naman sabi ni Coach Tim again, huwag sila magkumpulan sa isang lugar dahil alam naman daw nila na laging dinodoblehan si Marcus. Spread out para makita agad ni Marcus ang dapat pasahan. Balik sa inyo.
Thank you, Erica. Tubid looking for that crack in the defense. They go to Millsap. Held back by Blakely. Basket no good. Third personal pa lamang para dito kay Blakely.
Now, while you know that your advantage is Junmar Fajardo, you still have to continually move if you're Petron. You can't get caught from ball watching on your offense.
Lassiter obliges, punches it through. Ang sabi ng PLDT Telpan.
Big shot para dito sa Petron because that lead was starting to balloon. Balloon na dito yung 4 points eh.
Okay. Pero binabanggit mo nga, naging predictable sila for a while there as Simon pinawi agad with his own version of a PLDT Telpan 3-point shot.
Yeah, we've said it earlier. This is the same lineup na Simona ng Petron. When you look at this lineup, the one guy that you have to make sure na mababantayan mo is PJ Simon. But PJ able to find a hole.
Oh, Junmar wanted to throw it down. Foul whistled on Blakely. That'll be his 4th. Nice drive and draw coming from Dubin.
Let's see if Marcus Blakely actually catches him here. He got all hand. You can see that he actually got his wrist. It's just a good job on the part of their camera work to see that he actually caught the right wrist of Junmar Fajardo. But credit the young man. Kadalasan, iilag ka pag nakita mo na may mataas rin tumalon. But he went straight and he went strong.
Fajardo takes care of that first free throw as Devance comes back in, papalitan. Ito si Baroka. And Malyari is also there, si Blakely. Uupo na rin muna. So Millsap with 4 fouls on the floor. Blakely sa kabila, 4 ang foul, pagpapahingin muna.
Marcus Blakely has not gotten much rest. Look at the other side. Elijah's already got enough rest, maybe to bring him all the way till the end of the game.
60-58 is the score. Malyari gets it over to Simon. Sandvik wants to add to this 2-point lead. PJ to Malyari, back to PJ. 10 segundo sa shot clock na itong Sandvik Coffee. Pingris anchoring that triangle. They go to Malyari. 3 to shoot. Malyari with a long 2. Couldn't bail him out. Fajardo tracks down that rebound. And Lassiter will push the action. They go to Kabagdog for a 3. Amin sa atin yan ng PLDT Telpan.
Well, the 3-point shot has really changed the game of basketball. The two three-pointers in the last couple of field goals para sa Petron has just gotten the lead right back.
Wala na po 1 minuto na dito na sa ating ikatlong yugto. Simon kontra Tubin. Bitin. Rebound de Ocampo. He attacks Simon. Binagsak pa kay Ping. Nice stretch coming from the Sakuragi.
An even better pass on the part of Yancy de Ocampo. Such an underrated passer. You know, you always think that he's just a big guy, but it's the passing that makes him different from the other big men of Sandvik Coffee.
Less than half a minute to go in this third quarter. Tubin gets it to Millsap. Pingris right in front of him. Shot clock is at 5. Millsap for 3. No go. Malyari for the rebound, and Sandvik can hold for the last possible attempt here in this third frame. PJ Simon time to para sa Sandvik Coffee. He's got 5 to work with. PJ to Devance. He launches one. Bang! Amin pa rin sa atin ang PLDT Telpan. Hail Mary ni Lassiter. Hindi uubra, and that'll do it for the first 36 minutes of this Game 7. 65-61 is your score. Sandvik Coffee makakapagbaon ng 4 na puntos sa kalamangan after this booming triple from Joe Devance. Rain thrust naman ng PBA. 65-61 is the score. Mag-margin po. Kasama natin si Jason Webb. Kaya nalito ko. Ito kasi ang aking katabi. Andiyan din po si Erica Padilla at Nico Ramos patrolling the sidelines for this last ball game. Alala rin natin Jason, na napapanood tayo ngayon sa TV5 starting November 17 next season. Lahat na po ng PBA games dito na mapapanood sa TV5. Batiin na rin natin lahat ng nanonood sa atin ngayon over Action TV International, lalo na yung mga nakatutok mula sa Middle East. Nico, you have a report?
Magul, not a drop of doubt in that last Petron huddle entering this fourth quarter. Applauses all around and a lot of boosts of confidence from the entire team, including the usually very calm Elijah Millsap na sinabi sa kanya mga kampi, guys, they're up 4 now but we'll be up at the end of the game. Have faith, stay together. Magul?
Millsap on the move, wanting to prove what he said was true. They couldn't connect though on that run. Kasama niya sina Lassiter, Lutz, Kabagdot, and Fajardo.
You know, he looks like he wants to take the game over here at this early stage of the fourth quarter right there. Seemingly just expecting the contact. Good job on the part of Joe Devance sa umilag dun sa bangga.
Ang 5 naman ang Sandvik will have etong sina Devance, Simon, Blakely, De Ocampo, and Pingris. I've heard much from James Yap in this contest. Ito siya sa bench nila Tim Cone. Blakely against Lutz. Look at Lutz trying to get as low as he can. De Ocampo from 16 gets the bounce.
Yancy De Ocampo from the foul line extended. Shades of Game 5. Remember, he was such a difference making that mid-range shot.
Lutz gets it over to Alex. Nakita si Lassiter. Petron on the move. No, Junmar is there for the stick back.
Lots of shooters all around para dito sa Petron. 3 guys, actually 4 guys that can make that outside shot. And then just Junmar in the middle. That's really why ang hirap magiging mas mahirap yan ang depensa para dito sa Sandvik Coffee.
Devons to Blakely. Dalawa kagad ang sumalubong sa kanya. PJ puts it on the floor. Di maipagpag si Millsap. 5 to shoot for Sandvik. PJ for 3. Couldn't send it home, but Devons keeps it on that side of the floor. Devons to Blakely. Sandvik trying to be patient, but the double team takes that leather away. Lassiter, Millsap against Leo Campo. Iniwanan na Siko ni Yancy. Nasa Esteban eh.
Buti nga, naabutan pa yun. But you know, it's a good foul. It's a very good foul because you make him earn it. Of course, he really couldn't turn around. He's a good 6'8", 6'9", and just couldn't make that move to pirouette kasi inikutan siya doon sa weak side niya eh. And it's a good foul because now he's can only make 1 point.
As we take a look at this Prestone defensive stop of the game, brought to you by Prestone Brake Fluid for superior braking action and safety. Sigurado, nasa mabuti kang kamay. So instead of giving the easy layup like you mentioned dahil doon sa sidestep, 1 point lang ang napamigay nila doon. As we remind everybody that the all-new dual-core PLDT Telpad is the world's first landline and tablet in one that lets you do more.
Fingers has an advantage at the post right now.
Lassiter on him, but he kicks it over cross-court. Devons finding Blakely. They go back to the left. PJ fly-by move. PJ though couldn't hit. Bigness on the floor with a rebound. Foul whistled. Against who?
That's going to be against Marshall Lassiter because Pingris, he goes to that side. You know, naka 2-3 itong Petron and he goes to the side kung saan yung merong maliit and then he just takes and uses his body, his strength against ito si Marshall Lassiter.
Kita mo naman yung bakbakan dito, Jay. Yan talaga ang PBA basketball.
And actually, if you look at that, it's like Marshall's trying to just outwit itong si Mark Pingris.
Sabi mo, kailangan big boy punch pagka dito ka nakipagbakbakan. You mentioned Yancy's passing. He fluke gates PJ Simon.
That's 2 assists already para kay Yancy here in the 4th quarter. Remember, he also had those 2 points from the top.
Millsap, spinning baseline. Goes up. Pingris with the stop. Pang-apat na shot block na yan para dito kay Sakuragi. Yancy again. They go to Blakely, kicks it out. JTV punches it through. Hatid sa inyo ng PLDT Telpad. Down by 7 points. Ito na ang pinakamalaking lamang na naitatag sa gabing ito. Magumar John, Jason Webb, Erica Padilla, Nico Ramos. Inyong quartet dito sa Sports 5. Lutz gets it down low. Junmar against 2. Where will he go? Junmar, nakita si Lutz. Naipit pa rin. And they turn it over once again.
Very quiet game para dito kay Chris Lutz with that turnover. Good defense once again para dito sa Petron. Both teams trying to get away with playing without a point guard.
DJ Simon dito sa kabilang dulo for the Sandvik Coffee Mixers.
Poise right now. We talked about that ever since Game 5. Which team will have the poise? So far, Sandvik Coffee showing a lot of poise here in the 4th.
Blakely, big spin. The bigness is there to bring it up.
Huge disparity in rebounds here in the 4th quarter. 6 rebounds already para dito sa Sandvik Coffee. Only 1 para dito sa Petron.
Might just be a must-score para sa Petron. Down by 9. Arwin to Millsap. Great for the 3. No go.
It's a good look. It was actually misplayed defensively by Sandvik Coffee. Just couldn't make the basket. Petron actually going with a shortened rotation.
Simon looking to take the fight out of Petron with still 7.5 remaining in this game. Gets it over to Ping. Millsap all over him. Kick out. Yancy. His pass forwarded by Arwin. Lutz on the move. Simon right in front of him. They go deep to Fajardo. Fouled by De Ocampo.
Not a good foul on the part of Yancy De Ocampo. Remember that foul earlier? Instead of a layup, he made them earn 1 free throw. Ngayon, maganda na yung position ni Fajardo. Gives up that foul. Makes Petron, or rather, makes their defense again settle down because what we've seen here in the 4th pag nakasettle down na yung depensa ng San Mig, they've been able to stop itong Petron.
Millsap for three. Punches it through. Hatid sa atin ang PLD detail pass.
Not really the loudest of games para dito kay Elijah Millsap. That was a big three-pointer though.
Got a total of 22 as Millsap will be whistled here.
What do you say? Points, composure. Can't give up that foul.
He's got to watch it now. He's got 5 personals across his number. Bigayan sila dito ni Ping. Outside jumper doesn't work para kay Del Campo. Less than 7 minutes remaining in game number 7. Santos to Cabagnot. They go to Millsap. Millsap against Simon. Papalit si Blakely. They swing it around. Lassiter fouled by PJ.
It's interesting when you watch this game. You look at Petron, there's so many superstars on that floor, but it seems at certain points they are just solely looking at Elijah Millsap and Junmar Fajardo.
Millsap once again kicks it out. Alex couldn't pull the trigger. They go to Arwin for the baseline jumper. No, Junmar underneath is fouled. And para sa San Mig Coffee, this will be their 5th team foul. Pang-5 na rin para kay Yancy.
I'd be concerned if you're Coach G as we look at
ang ating sistema. Tooth and Gum Care Rookie of the Half. Junmar Fajardo po yan. Hatid sa atin ng Sistema Tooth and Gum Care Rookie. Ready for the big league with Sistema Tooth and Gum Care. Get ready for life.
Might be concerned if you're Coach G. Aparilla. We mentioned earlier, he shortened up his lineup for the people that he's using on the floor. So Junmar is close to 38 minutes already, 6 minutes to go. Same thing with Lassiter, same thing with Cabagnot. Arwin Santos close to 35, and Elijah Millsap close to 34. So some guys might not, question is how much these guys would have in the tank in the closing minutes.
Intisyon. Rebound battle, napunta kay Devans para naman sa panig ni Coach Tim Cone. Ibinalik na niya ngayon si James Yap and Mark Baroka.
Who's very fresh. Both guys got a lot of rest nung nakuha nila yung kalamangan nila.
Being kontra Fajardo, dragging out the defense of the Petron center. James losing it to the sideline. Sandvig asking for the foul. Petron will have possession. Cabagnot setting the table. Millsap looking for his big man. Now he goes to Alex. No go. Junmar rebound. Fajardo 2 takes. Putata pa rin. Pero merong foul. Last time around, Junmar Fajardo missed both free throws. We're talking about fatigue. Jason, let's see how he does this time around.
Both teams have had a lot of free throws. Both teams have missed a lot of free throws as well. Not really the time to be missing free throws. Game 7 of the championship.
As we remind you,
Junmar 4 out of 11 so far in the game.
Junmar make that 4 out of 12. Wow. The struggle continues for the rookie. 4 na segundo lang para maitawid na Sandvig. Baroka gets it over to Devans. Blakely loses it to that baseline.
Back-to-back turnovers para Sandvig Coffee. Leaves the door ajar para dito sa Petron, but Petron has not taken advantage of those turnovers yet.
Interesting scenario here. 5:37 to go. Upo muna si Junmar J. Petron has gone small.
Yeah, but this is the same unit that gave them the lead and the victory in game number 6.
Millsap overcooks that layup. Sandvig Coffee still sitting on this 6-point lead.
5 fouls.
English wanting to foul Millsap out of this game. Bing kicks it out. James on the move, fouled by Santos. Only be the 13th foul para dito sa Petron. Pero it was deemed in the act of shooting. Only 6 points across his number so far para dito kay James Yap as we send it over to Erica.
Maliban sa mga players, the coaching staff of San Mig is as anxious. Sabi sa akin ni Coach Richard kanina, kung pwede lang daw na maglaro din sila, gagawin nila para makatulong. Kompleto naman daw sila kung ituturing na third set ng Mixers. Balik sa inyo?
Siguro pag si Coach Johnny, si Coach Olsen, si the Captain Alvin Patrimonio, yun makakatulong. Ewan ko makakatulong si Chard.
Makakatulong sa kalaban. Yap goes 2 for 2. Good enough to 17. All PBA games will be aired on TV5.
Let's see, the one thing that they're lacking seemingly in this game compared to the other games is the aggressiveness of the entire unit.
Kabagnot for 3. Gets that one to drop. Brought to us by PLDB Calpad.
Not a lot of threes so far para dito sa Petron compared to the other games. But these threes have come in very good spots for them.
Mabanga sa limang kabante rito ng San Mig Coffee. Ping wanting to attack Millsap once again. John Mark Pingris nakikipagkatawanan. Bounces it over to Blakely. Have mercy, Mr. Blakely.
Losing his man was Arwin Santos. You've got to play ball and man. Last guy you want to leave is Marcus Blakely. That near the basket.
Balik sa pito ang kailangan bunuin ng Petron. 14 seconds on their shot clock. Kabagnot over to Santos. Arwin kicks it out. Millsap finding Luggs. He goes reverse. Arwin with a rebound pulled from behind. That'll be team foul or penalty na nga. Eto San Mig Coffee.
You see Arwin Santos loses his man right there. Easy pass para dito kay Mark Pingris. And the finish na kay Blake.
Time out muna. Atid sa atin ang Triple Ops Brewed Colt 45 beer. 3 beses pinasarap. Arwin Santos at the line splitting his charities, bringing this deficit down to 6. Sa rebound play, meron na namang foul.
So many misses. That's the 5th foul of Marshall Lassiter. But just going back, too many missed free throws para dito sa Petron Blaze in the 4th quarter. The 3 out of 10. The chances are there. They just haven't been able to take advantage of it.
Baroka in the front court. Kabagnot right in front of him. They go to James at that corner. Lassiter wanting to take it away. James with that big spin. Hooking foul whistled on James Yap. Ball will go back to Petron. So it's still 3:50 remaining here.
Marshall Lassiter has 5 fouls, but really doesn't care. Woo!
Nabot nga sa mukha doon. Ito si Marcio. Back to live action. Lassiter gustong bumawi. Dalawa gumambala sa kanya. They go to Millsap. Pingris right in front of him. 12 to shoot. Millsap with a pull-up fadeaway. Elijah delivers the 2 points.
You know, that Mark has to give him a little bit of space because he respects the speed of Elijah Millsap. So Elijah Millsap just a little jab step and to get that separation. Able to hit that outside shot.
Baba sa apat ang inahabol dito ng Petron. Baroka under fire, gets it over to James. 9 to shoot para sa San Mig. And Coach Tim wants to talk this one over. Di Coach, kontrabida ko.
Kanino? Sa'yo lang.
Sa bagay. Eto na San Mig, gustong dagdagan ng kanilang kalamangan. Baroka on the run. Too strong. Millsap with that rebound. Arwin leaked out. Hindi siya nakita. Nandiyan na, depensa ng San Mig Coffee. They go back to Millsap. Attacking Ping. Millsap na ang ipit. Gets it to Arwin. Santos couldn't pull the trigger. Gets it over to Kabagnot. Kabagnot. Nakakita ng puwang. And a foul on that rebound.
You know, the defense of San Mig Coffee is the one that is dictating kung anong gagawin ng Petron because they're just on the ball so hard. You can see that parang second option na lang yung ginagawang tira ng Petron, lalong-lalo na doon sa play na yon.
Junmar Faardo now back on the floor para dito sa mga nakaputi. Pinalitan si Chris Lutz. Still a 4-point lead para dito sa San Mig Coffee. Baroka on the move. Pulls up from 17. Mark couldn't get it. Millsap for the rebound. Out-timing etong si Ping. Millsap on the run. Drops it off. Arwin off the glass. Meron ng foul on the pass.
It's the right idea. It's the right play is to push the basketball if you're Petron, because it has been proven, I said this earlier, pag nakaset up yung defense ng San Mig Coffee, napakahirap score.
Both teams in the penalty. Millsap takes care of that first free throw. One possession game at this point, Jason.
One possession, but of course, Elijah Millsap hoping that it is just the easiest possession, a two-point shot if you can make this free throw.
Again,
Again, ang tanong dito, you're seeing a lot of free throws missed on the side of Petron. Remember in minutes that I talked about, this might be an issue for a lot of these guys here.
Pati yung minutes kanina binabanggit mo, Lassiter stretching out, ha?
Because this didn't even have a chance. This one is so short.
And Coach G will... natin si Lassiter, as he crashed to the floor earlier, he needs to stretch out na yun. Parehong 15 niya. Millsap receives that pass. Petron is down by 3. Millsap flirting with that three-pointer, gets it out to Mabagnot.
Lots of time if you're Petron. Remember, it was a reset of their shot clock.
Millsap attacking Pingris, puts it up, no. Rebound battle, Junmar has a hand on it. Nakanino, it's a scrub underneath. Jump ball ang tinawag. Looks like it's going to be Fajardo versus Ping.
You just love it. This is game 7, and you can see guys that are just diving for the basketball, without regard for their limbs.
So Pingris and Fajardo.
Big jump ball here.
Tatlo ang abante na San Mig Coffee. Who will get possession? Fajardo taps it to Cabagnot. Last 2 minutes now. Time to power up with Cobra Energy Drink. Lakas ng Pinas. Oh, taken away by Blakely. Blakely looking to go all the way. Pingris, Blakely, and Baroka. Millsap contra Blakely. Puts his head down. Arwin back to Millsap. Haba pa ng shot clock. Millsap in trouble. Arwin one-hander. That's good!
I mean, this is a guy that can make all these crazy shots happen.
The MVP of 2013 delivering the most critical 2 points there. Now they look for the stop. Yancy against Fajardo. They drop it off to Blakely. Blakely in traffic gets the basket. Make a stop along the bound.
We always talk about execution and points and in the end game, but it's always associated with offense. Offensively here, Petron gets the job done, but defensively, on the other side, another play that is misplayed. They don't locate Marcus Blakely. Marcus Blakely makes them pay.
Blakely 3 of 10 so far in this game. Make that 3 of 11. Fajardo clears it to keep the San Mig lead at 5. Millsap on the move. Gets it to Arwin. Millsap once again. Pick offered by Lassiter and Diginamit. Millsap loses his footing.
That's just poor spacing. You can see that the problem with Petron is that they didn't have any spacing there. And for a good team like San Mig Coffee right there, they are going to take full advantage of that.
Pingris takes it away. Timeout muna para sa San Mig. Recharger. Dahil kanya naipit si Ping. Baroka against Cabagnot. Alex hounding him. Pero Baroka gets it across.
Remember, Petron cannot foul here. They are in the penalty.
Ping offers the pick. Baroka zigzags his way to a pass. Pingris 6 to work with. Sakuragi against Fajardo. 3 to shoot. Ping fouled. And he troops to the line for 2 shots.
Mark Pingris started out this game posting up the bigger Junmar Fajardo, and so far he has actually out-rebounded Junmar.
He is 4 for 4 from that 15-foot line tonight.
Has been close in points.
Pingris remains perfect.
and has made a better amount of free throws compared to Junmar today.
This second free throw can push their lead to 3 possessions. 46.8 seconds na lang po. Pingris misses. Pagkakataon ng Petron. Down by only 2 3-pointers. Millsap step back three. No go. Arwin is there. Ayaw pa rin. The bounce for the rebound. James Yap is fouled.
So far, San Mig Coffee again getting the big plays, the plays that matter. Right there, they needed to be able to secure a rebound, able to do it, able to score when necessary, able to defend and make that big stop pag kinakailangan. Dito natin mapapansin. Remember, San Mig Coffee is a team that has been longer together. Yung nucleus nila, mas matagal na magkasama kumpara sa Petron. It seemed in the end game, and many times we've seen in the end games of the other games, Petron still unsure kung saan sila pupunta.
James Yap, though, could not put it away. Marshall Lassiter has fouled out of this contest. 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 steals para kay Lassiter. Yap at the line, 8 points across his number. Wala pa rin para kay James. Rebound battle, Pingris tracks it down, pero natapak na doon sa baseline. So still a chance for Petron as Coach G will burn their final timeout. They gotta map out 3 sequences.
Para dito sa Petron, got to be able to score quickly.
Kabagnot to Millsap. Millsap in trouble. Puta tayo na magkaping. That shot block number 5. And Arwin Santos is forced to give up the foul. Mark Baroga can ice this Governor's Cup para sa San Mig with these 2 free throws.
Elijah Millsap.
So it was on Millsap, hindi pa kay Santos.
Elijah Millsap has been able to do everything so far heading to this championship, but has had trouble closing out here in game number 7. Turnover earlier, this one just slipping off his hand. Didn't even really have a decent attempt at that shot. So again, Petron unable to execute the offense when necessary.
Baroga rattles home the first. That's a 7-point lead para sa San Mig Coffee. It was Arwin Santos that fouled out. Let's see if Baroga can push their lead to 8. Ringless pa doon sa pangalawa. Kabagnot hoping against hope. Launches one from deep. No go, and that should do it. San Mig Coffee and Mark Pingris is fouled by Millsap. They will be on their way to capturing the Governor's Cup, Jason. Kalma lang daw, sabi ni Sakuragi.
Number 1 versus number 2. Top 2 teams in the Governor's Cup squared off. And it has been a treat all the way to the final seconds. Mark Pingris just dominant at that position sa araw na to.
Millsap fouls out with 25, 11, and 4 assists. This capacity crowd chanting, wanting Pingris to bag finals MVP. Pingris takes care of that one. Take a look at Junmar Fardo on that Petron bench. Nothing to be ashamed of para sa Petron, especially Junmar Fajardo. What performances he put up here at napakahaba pa ng magiging karir ng batang yon. But this night is about to belong to Mark Pingris and the San Mig Coffee Mixers. As this sea of blue is now taking over the floor of the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Congratulations to the San Mig Coffee Mixers. The title that eluded them last season is now theirs. Bagsak na Lobo, kanila na ang Governor's Cup dito. What a Game 7. This final score, Jason, this is the largest lead of the game. Coach Tim Cohn capturing his 15th PBA title, tying his idol, Coach Baby Daluban.
Because San Mig Coffee right now, they will hoist that trophy. But remember, hindi naging madali itong komperensya na to para sa San Mig Coffee. They started out very flat this conference. They were 1-3. But then they figured things out. Lalong-lalo na nung nakabalik na si Mark Bingris. But eventually they got everyone healthy. And then in the end, here in the finals, finding the right play.
Now it is time to award our champions. We call up on stage Lester Alvarez, Val Acuña, Jewel Ponferrada, Sherwin Gaco, Leo Nahorda, Rafi Rivas, Elaine Maliksi, Yancy Del Campo, Alex Malyari, Mark Baroka, Joe Demens, the scoring apostle, Peter June Simon, Marcus Blakely, the Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Bingris, and Big Dave James Yap. Also, our governor, Mr. Rene Pardo, the assistant coaches, Jeffrey Carriazo, Johnny Abarrientos, Olsen Rosella, and Richard Del Rosario. And of course, team manager, the captain, Alvin Patrimonio. And last but definitely not the least, tying the record for most championships in the PBA with 15, head coach, Coach Tim Cohn. They will be awarded the championship trophy by PBA Commissioner Chito Salud and PBA Chairman of the Board and Governor of Barangay Ginebra, San Miguel, Mr. Robert Nod. Now may we call on Mr. Rene Pardo for a short message to the San Mig Coffee Planet.
Kanina, with still 3 minutes to go, PBA Press Corps and Papa John's are very, very proud to hand the MVP award to Mark Pingris.
Coffee Planet want to hear a short message from your finals MVP, the Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Pingris.
Once again, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord sa reward na to. Papasalamat ako sa mga teammates ko na nagtiwala sa akin. Kay Coach, sa mga fans, sa mga boss namin sa San Miguel, sa wife ko, I love you so much sa pag-alaga mo sa akin. Sa lahat ng sa family ko, sa lahat ng mga taga-Puso Rubio, Pangasinan, salamat po sa lahat ng mga Ilocano, salamat po lahat talaga. Mabuhay po kayo lahat, maraming salamat po.
Mark Pingris, everybody, the PBA Governor's Cup Finals MVP. Congratulations once again to our champions, the San Mig Coffee Mixers. Petron Universidad.
So yan nga po ang ating seremonya sa formal ceremonies on the floor. All smiles, of course. Up and